Update, 14th of April 2015. I wanted to update more, I truly did. However, certain circumstances had turned me off the whole Caledon local thing. I've since then had hundreds of emails about my blog and was even in contact with a magazine about my story. But now is the time to come clean to everyone. Where have I been for an entire year? The story of Pandora's box is true, and I opened it. I opened it last June when I watched the fourth tape in possession of the Bromalia Police Branch. The other subject I'd like to address is the number of joke/fake emails I've been getting from people claiming to be Mr. Bear. Let's start with the fourth tape. This is what traumatized me into stopping my search temporarily. After a few weeks of playing silent, I decided to ask Mitchell Wilson if I could view that infamous fourth tape he had talked about. I don't know why, I just felt that viewing that tape would give me some closure. Wilson was obviously reluctant to show me, but I was persistent. He gave me an offer. If I was still interested by the time I turned 20, he would show me the tape. Not being able to do much else, I just played the waiting game. By the time I turned 20 in June, I was definitely still interested in viewing the tape. I gave Wilson a call in which he admitted that he had hoped that I would forget about asking him again. But I was not taking no for an answer. "You really don't need to see it," he kept telling me. But I did need to see it. I had to at this point. Sure enough, he invited me to the Bromalia branch one Monday afternoon. Having watched every Saw film and a video of Animal Slaughterhouse in my ethics class, I was sure I would be able to handle whatever the tape could throw at me. How optimistic I was. Mr. Bear's Cellar, episode 31. When Wilson went to collect the tape from evidence, the officer in charge of the evidence room shook his head at me, his face saying, "What are you doing?" Wilson explained that this tape includes the last known episode of Mr. Bear's Cellar. I rightfully assumed that I would be seeing the fate of the children. I began to feel a sense of dread. The episode opened inside a forest, the usual one from the previous episodes. This fact took me a while to realize because it was at night. The trees and leaves just looked like shapes dancing around in the darkness. A faint glow of light was present on the right side of the screen. There wasn't any apparent audio. It appeared to be a windy night, yet the trees weren't making any noise. Slowly, the camera began to pan towards the glow, revealing smoke rising from a hole with the tips of flames peeking over the top. Wilson paused at this point. "Are you sure you want to see this?" he asked me. I insisted on it, even though a voice in my head was telling me not to. The video continued. The cameraman moved towards the hole, showing a pit of fire. This was the hole that I'd seen in the previous episode. Only this time, it was filled with shapes. I could see the shapes moving around, fluttering, flailing, some motionless. I knew perfectly well what they were. The camera began to adjust to the light and burning flesh, red, black, a blur of surreal movement and colours. I wish I could forget what I saw, but you can't forget a scene like this. This was not a horror movie. This was reality. Human beings being killed in a horrifying way, a fate that I could have potentially met. The video suddenly cut to dawn, the camera now positioned farther away from the hole. The fire was out. However, there was still smoke smouldering up. A figure was ahead. I recognized it right away. The Mr. Bear suit was laid out on the ground. Empty, it looked just as unnerving. The suit was laid out in the shape of a cross. The cameraman did a lap around the suit, treating it like a treasured artifact. Placed at the head of the suit was a sign. In bold red letters, INRI was printed. The cameraman moved back to the end of the suit, zooming into the bear's face. The episode finally ended. I was speechless. It was like a dream. You can find a lot of terrible things on the internet, but I'd never seen anything like this. Wilson asked if I was okay, and I replied with a shaky yes. I assured him as we left that I was fine and that the video gave me some closure over the whole event. He didn't seem too confident in me, but he left it at that. He was right though. I had nightmares for weeks. I gave up. I didn't care about the whole thing anymore. A sick man burned a bunch of kids alive, attracting them with a fake kids TV channel. I could have been one of his victims, yet I'm still here. I suppose I should be grateful. But I feel guilty. Am I still here only by pure luck? 10 months later, I'm back. But now, I need to address something. My email has been flooded with messages. Some people ask for more details, some ask if I can upload the tapes, and some people email me claiming to be Mr. Bear. First, I cannot get the tapes uploaded as they're A, in police evidence, and B, I have no idea how to get VHS onto the computer. Now to people pretending to be Mr. Bear, you're not fooling me. When you have dozens of people pretending to be the same person, it doesn't work. I've seen a fake Caledon Local 21 YouTube channel which is cute, but still not real. Even more annoying is the fact that someone hacked my account just to put up some demented poem about me on this blog. I'll leave it in the entry above this one, just to show you guys. I've contacted an admin about the entry and was told that the entry was posted on Halloween. Spooky. Attached to the email paintwithb@aol.com, which I assume is another joke email. I'm over episode 31 now. The images of what I saw will stick with me for a while, but I wanted to do one last hurrah. I will get into contact with Mitchell Wilson again and hopefully get set up with the tapes in possession of the other Peel police branches. I'll try to update you guys as soon as I can. I'm sure this won't take a year again. Thank you for everyone who still reads this. Elliot.